And this is your pop culture outlet.
Welcome back. I'm Jacob.
I'm Ethan, but we are back in the studio for all you YouTube watchers, loyal YouTube followers. Thank you. We're at 39 subs. Let's get to 50 before Sunday, the 24th. That is my birthday. So
Correct.
See if we can get that. Hit that goal of 50 subs on the YouTube. That is the pop culture outlet on YouTube. So
I gotta say, Ethan's repping that merch right now. It's looking amazing.
Go check it out. Well, we don't have any out. But,
it's not really merch. We can't sell it.
It's just mine. My dad got it for me for my birthday. Shout out, Pops.
Happy birthday.
Yep. We are missing Andrew, Mr. Moil today.
Yeah, but he's in that San Francisco area right now.
Yeah, he's gonna come back, and we have a very special episode coming up Wednesday with another podcast, otherwise known as the Control Popcast. So check them out.
We'll be talking about The Boys finale with them, and it's going to be awesome because we just watched that the other day. Mm-hmm. We're not going to say anything on this program today, but I will just say it was 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. And, that episode is going to be exciting.
I was about to say Moil. Yeah.
He had some very interesting
He said
opinions.
he didn't like it at all.
He was disappointed, his words.
Wow. Let's switch the topics to what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about Star Wars. I know it's a never-ending topic. No,
we are continuing our Star Wars deep dive series.
Yes,
we started with A New Hope, which was a great episode. Go check it out.
Yes.
But today we're covering our favorite movie.
Oh, well, your favorite movie in your personal opinion.
Your favorite movie.
No.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I gotta say Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Yeah, no, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite.
It has the most aura for Vader. I was talking to Ethan about this last night because we were rewatching it for the show.
On the big screen, we have a little projector at home.
Yeah, it's a whole movie screen. Movie theater set up at our house.
Pretty much.
But anyways, we were watching the movie and we were talking about it. Vader has so much aura.
So much aura. In all series that he's in, like literally no matter what movie it is, no matter what show it is, he just constantly has the aura.
New Hope, he has the hallway scene when he does that. And then in this one, The Empire Strikes Back, he has the choke scene through the NCOM.
Yes, he has his little orb that he sits in, his kind of stasis chamber, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it's honestly his his living quarter.
Yeah, pretty much. He lives there like 70% of the time, basically.
He's able to take his mask off in that little chamber because it's a whole respirator chamber.
I believe, what was it? Revenge of the Sith ended with Vader hopping out of that little orb and screaming, "No!"
That's correct.
So it's been there since the jump, since Vader's creation. But without further ado, let's kick it into the deep dive and retrospective, of The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. So, how does the movie start, Ethan?
So it opens on Hoth, the Hoth system.
Correct. Isn't that your favorite planet?
I'd say Endor. It's not really
Endor,
a planet.
okay.
It's a moon.
Yeah, that's a
I'd
really
still
good one.
consider it, somewhat of a planet. Ewoks live there. It's where the final movie really takes place for like half of it or so, majority. But Hoth, the Hoth system, and just the Hoth ice planet as a whole is very intriguing.
It's a cinematic scene.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like stop motion in the original series, and especially in that, like, I wouldn't call it the opening sequence, but the opening battle sequence where all the AT-ATs are coming in. They're so iconic. Everything about Star Wars is just iconic.
The original clay stop motion was so peak. We were saying this yesterday. They need to actually kind of bring that back. I love CGI is cool and all, but the stop motion's way cooler in my opinion. I mean, you can make it look good now, and you can make it look like less cartoonish because it does look a little cartoonish the way they move around a little bit. But honestly, it still gives it a nostalgic feel for the film, in my opinion.
That's true. Yeah. So in that Hoth opening sequence, I want to say it's like the first 30 minutes of the movie. Luke Skywalker is captured by Bantha, right? And he actually, Mark Hamill's face is all messed up at the beginning of the movie. That's because the actor got into a car crash, I believe.
Is that real?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that's because of that.
They had to write, oh, maybe Luke got captured and that's why his face looks like that. And,
Okay, that makes complete sense.
Yeah,
because his face was bruised up.
Yeah,
his like under eye.
It's not from Veda. It's from a bantha.
I thought that was all just like a makeup and
no.
movie
He has
magic.
the scar, for the rest of his life. You see it in the later
Good
movies
point.
and stuff. Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
But I mean, most of his roles he does voice acting. Luke Skywalker's major like on-screen live action roles. So you'd maybe think, oh, they just did makeup for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I thought it was
no.
just like, it's part of, Luke Skywalker's character.
Oh yeah, they had to write around it.
Wow.
Because you'd think he'd get a scar from like Vader or something, or the Emperor.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's just it's just kind of like Darth Maul and his the character when he had a piercing in his ear.
Yeah.
The writer George Lucas was like, I kind of like it. I think it would be good for
Ray
the character.
Park is the actor. He had the earring.
Yes, and so they just let him keep it.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love Darth Maul. We'll get to him, in the later series, though.
Yes.
Oh, so good. But Vader ends up finding out that they're on Hoth. He basically just knows, he
uses his force.
Yeah, he basically senses Luke. I have a theory that just because of Luke and Leia being together and being his children, he's just really able to sense them.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's his children, and he's in tune with the Force. Even if he's part of the dark side, still he's still feel the Force and their energies, just like how Yoda can feel the disruptions in the Force or something like that.
Exactly.
Because he's such a powerful Force user.
Exactly. And the last movie, it ended, A New Hope, it ended with the Death Star being blown up. It ended with our heroes getting medallions and, saving the day, all that.
A good one for the good guys, a big W.
Big dubs. And they didn't know that, George Lucas didn't know that the, franchise would keep on going. So that it had a natural conclusion right there. But then this movie, right?
I like how he thought that was the end of his movies.
No, for real, yeah. He was like, well, I have a vision, I want to put it out, and bam. But no, that vision
and then
is
it blew
stretching,
up.
dude.
Yeah.
It's stretching so much, and now he doesn't even have a say in it.
Yeah, no, he kind of sold it away.
He did. Do you prefer the George Lucas era? Or
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
okay,
Like,
okay,
why even talk about the Disney? You know what? I heard there's like there's a theory right now that Disney's just trying to get rid of the sequels, like completely delete
and just
from
make a
canon.
new timeline out of it. Yeah.
And if you do that, I will actually respect you, Disney, just a little bit more, just a wee bit. You better get on your stuff because guess what? I want to see a good Vader horror movie.
Yeah, Vader horror movie would be sick.
Where he hunts the Jedis and or even how they how Darth Maul is upcoming from after
the new Maul show.
Yeah, but they should make it a movie. I'm just saying.
Well, they have more time with the show though.
Good point.
And it's animated too.
I haven't been able to watch it. I don't have Disney Plus right now.
You know what? I have to hook this guy up. We'll have to watch that Maul show. I've heard really good things. Apparently,
you watched
him and
it
Vader
yet?
battle. No, I haven't.
No, I've seen a small clip of the Vader battle,
dude.
and it looked really
I'm
cool.
saying we should definitely watch that.
Watch it tonight.
Watch it. Yeah, exactly. No, but right. There's a moment at the beginning of the movie in the Hoth system at the base where Leia, right? She's talking with Han Solo. Him and Leia, they had a thing in the last movie, but Han's kind of a jerk, right? So Leia wants to kind of get back at Han for being a jerk, so she just goes up and kisses Luke straight on the lips right in front of Han.
Hey, yo.
This will be important later, so just remember that, okay? After some scuffling, Luke manages to escape with R2 on his X-Wing, and Leia, Han, Chewbacca, C-3PO managed to escape on the Millennium Falcon.
They dip.
Yes, not after Vader comes into the Hoth system and into the Rebel base and causes some havoc, though.
Yeah, he came in his personal ship and tried to fight them. And, he did cause a scene.
Mm-hmm, he did. I feel like he had some good aura in that, opening scene of him coming in. But like you mentioned earlier, that force choke over the intercom system, beautiful.
Yes, it creates... it solidifies his just evilness as a character because he has no care. Like, he's like, this person is not doing his job good enough. I'm going to kill him.
Nah, for real. Vader just has no mercy as Vader, right? I'd say even as Anakin, a couple of times. Like,
no, he's definitely ruthless as a person.
yeah.
Overall, because when something doesn't go his way, or when he loses his mother, for instance, he loses himself. He loses his composure because he's never been able to hold it completely, because that's who he is as a person.
But like, when you think about it, right? Yes, his mother did pass. He did get to see his mother, right, before she like fully passed on.
Yeah, right. She like said her final words.
Yeah, exactly. But like, when you think about it, what else really drove Anakin to the dark side?
The biggest and the most thing was the fact that he was worried that Padme was going to die, and he wanted to find any and every way to prevent her death. So he was going to become stronger. And he would do anything.
Yeah,
he would do the
manipulated him.
And then manipulated him into believing that the dark side was the only way to save her, which actually was the thing that killed her in the end.
Which you'd think, you'd think he'd realize at some point, right? But no.
He was too one-minded, I would say.
One-track minded, tunnel vision right there.
He definitely was only considering one option instead of another thing is if the Jedi Council actually trusted him and gave him Jedi Master like he wanted, I think everything would have been fine.
Yeah, well, at the same time, he just wasn't willing to give up Padme, and that's what Yoda wanted.
True. And another thing is the Jedi Order, you're not even supposed to be married or anything. So he was already breaking rules by marrying her. So
yeah, that's true. And they kept it on the hush hush for a while.
They did. And another thing, I guess he's just not a real good Jedi, in my opinion. He's my one of my favorite.
Interesting.
But think about it.
That made my eyes widen.
If you think about it, Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I never say his name right, guys.
Nah, Liam Neeson's character.
Yeah, and I don't know, even Yoda or other, great Jedis, they're all powerful in the Force because they trusted it. Anakin never fully trusted the Force.
If he just trusted the Force, Padme would be alive.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
He's not a real Jedi because he never did. He redeemed himself because he did a bunch of bad stuff.
And the difference between Jedis and Sith, Jedis trust the Force while the Sith abuse the Force.
Correct.
And Anakin got manipulated by Emperor Palpatine into abusing the Force to try to get his way. Didn't work out.
And then when Padme died, he lied about the fact that he killed her when Darth Vader never really actually killed Padme. She kind of just died of childbirth.
Yeah, exactly. Which was actually, I'm pretty sure, was prophesized too.
Yes.
Yeah. So either way, Anakin was kind of in for a rough ride.
Man, he just needed to chill out.
Bro, if he just had a moment to just chill with Luke and Leia for a bit, man, imagine. But nah, he ends up attacking him. But you know who the real father figure to Luke is in the original series?
Obi-Wan.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say. He's the best Jedi.
And that's who shows up as a Force ghost to tell Luke to go find the top Jedi of the galaxy, Mr. Yoda.
Obi-Wan's like, hey man, I can't train you. I'm kind of dead. So why don't you go to this other system?
Yeah, he goes to the Dagobah system, goes to the planet Dagobah, I'm actually pretty sure.
Correct.
Which is a very foggy, swampy marsh planet.
Where Yoda is originally from.
And Yoda has secluded himself there the past 19 years after the Attack of the Clones and after...
Kind of gone a little crazy because of it as well.
After Order 66 and all that. Kind of... Right, I have a theory. I truly believe this isn't really a theory. This is just straight canon, right? After all the Jedi pass, right, Yoda felt it within himself, because of how strongly connected he is to the Force, and that caused him to essentially kind of go mad, which is why we see Yoda all loony at first when he meets Luke. And
I also think it was a test for Luke as well.
That too, yeah.
Because he wanted to see if he had patience, and he was going to be better than his father. Because another thing is that he just didn't want to create another Vader. That's another. He's like, well, I could train him, but what would happen if he's just like his dad and I create a second Vader? It's just gonna destroy the Jedis even more.
Exactly. He really wanted to be careful, and he didn't want to discourage Luke the same way he discouraged Anakin multiple times.
Good point.
Like, he could tell Luke didn't really have a love to himself. Like, sure,
He was an orphan.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't really have many friends growing up, and his only friend group is
He lived on a desert
Han,
planet, Tatooine, where there's nothing to do besides farm
and get droids and stuff.
Yeah,
basically.
literally.
But yeah, essentially, Luke flies to Dagobah, and Yoda is a puppet in the original series. He was a puppet in The Phantom Menace, though George Lucas went back and swapped it out with CGI just to fit the whole vibe of The Phantom Menace.
Oh, no way. Another thing they changed was Vader's character, or Vader's Jedi ghost. Was in the original, it was the actor that played Vader.
Yes.
But then when they made the sequels,
The prequels.
The prequels, thank you. They decided to use that actor.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen ended up being the Force Ghost in the Blu-ray DVDs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they didn't want to confuse the people.
Yeah, which, I mean, I honestly like the addition of Hayden Christensen. I know a lot of people were displeased of that, and they were like, nah, keep the original actor, man. But, like, at the same time, that was when Anakin was Anakin.
Right.
He lost himself after becoming Vader, so it makes sense that he'd come back connected to the Force when he felt most.
Why would you just switch it up all of a sudden?
Exactly, I'm saying. But honestly, what are your thoughts on Yoda?
Yoda is like one of my favorite Jedis. The only personal opinion that I have against him is the fact that if he's like the top of the council, one of the strongest force wielding and sensing dudes, right? How is it that he never once ever I was able to detect that the clones were being made to be used against him,
that is
or anything?
true.
Like that's like such a big subplot. Like, Yoda, I love him, but dude, you're able to like tell if they're having an argument like 3 galaxies away. You can't tell me that you didn't know that Count Dooku was building an army under your nose.
Yeah, and one would argue Yoda knew that Luke was coming all off the bat, and you could obviously say that because Ben had been talking to Yoda, right? But the fact that Yoda was talking to Ben in the afterlife and knew that Luke was coming from a different planet, a different system away, like, yeah, definitely.
But otherwise, he's awesome. He has one of the coolest fight scenes in the movies.
The flippy jumps.
Yes, and then they put that in Battlefront, which is awesome. Which, by the way, I've been playing today.
Battlefront.
I loved it. When you said the AT-ATs, it was awesome because I was playing the Galactic Assault, and that's where like they have the big ATs, and it was so cinematic.
That is so cinematic. Yoda is training Luke, and Luke is learning how to fully embrace the Force. He's lifting rocks. He's doing flips, lots of flips.
Most importantly, he crashed his ship into the swamp, and he's stuck on the planet until he learns how to use the Force to get it out.
And most importantly, he does a lot of flips. But meanwhile, the rest of the crew, Chewbacca, Han Solo, C-3PO, and Leia, they're all on the Millennium Falcon, and they're escaping the clutches of the Empire, who are chasing them on a huge Star Killer, or Star Cruiser, whichever you want to call it. Essentially, they have to try to find their way, around this asteroid field, and oh my gosh, this is such an iconic scene, right? They go through this asteroid, or go on this like really big asteroid, right? Basically a moon. They start flying around the surface, and they find a cave to go hide in, with their ship.
Yep.
They end up going deep into the cave. They realize, okay, it's kind of wet in here. They realize something's going on.
This is not normal. This is not a normal tunnel, guys. What's going on?
And then things start to shake, and they realize, "Aight, we got to get out of here.
There's something fishy about this place.
Something creaturey about this place."
They hop back in the ship, and they dip. And as they fly out, a big old mouth shuts.
Yeah, it's like a big worm creature coming out, and I'm pretty sure they achieved that effect with literally just a puppet and somebody's hand.
That's really cool if they did it that way. But yeah, it's a really cool scene because everybody thought, oh, it's just a tunnel and they flow in. But no, it's a huge alien worm.
It's
and
like
it
a
makes
sandworm from Dune.
And it really kind of creates the perspective of alien life in this universe, in this made up,
Just like the amount of lore and amount of species that are in this universe is insane.
Right, and then the fact that this worm can live in space on an asteroid is insane.
And
so
you thought it was a cave, and then bam, it's literally just a worm, living. It's crazy.
Unexpected, 100%.
Star Wars is great at just. Okay, I can't say the term, unfortunately, on here.
What are you trying to say?
So there's a term that you refer to for a Star Wars character who's, typically an alien or a creature who doesn't have a whole lot of screen time, but everybody just loves the crap out of them. And they're called a glup, and then I'm going to spell it. It's SHITTO, right? Not the bad word, but I'm not going to say it just due to FCC rules. I'm not going to, but you can piece it together if you're able to spell.
I can't. No.
J-Dub cannot spell, confirmed. We got some lore for the Pop Culture Outlet Pod now.
That's wild.
All right, but we got essentially these characters who this fan base just absolutely adores. Oh man! If we end up having our next episode on our Underground Pod, I'm gonna say the name of.
Yeah, we'll probably do the next episode of Underground.
Yeah, for sure.
Just so we can, hopefully get some more viewers on that. YouTube.
Yes, and if y'all have seen our Ben 10 breakdowns, y'all
great episode by the way.
Yeah, y'all might remember Stunzy G&D, otherwise known as Gunner, who might join us for episode 6, Return of the Jedi. So. That would be a really fun episode. Y'all should know.
More collabs, guys.
More collabs. We got them down. But essentially, after escaping the clutches of the sandworm, or whatever you want to call it.
They dip just in the amount of time. Perfect amount of time.
And they slide over to, what is it, Belpin? Or Bespin, sorry.
Yes.
Belpin.
That's wild.
But it's this gas giant planet, essentially. And they meet up with Lando Calrissian, baby.
Personally, I hate Lando.
Nah, that's wild.
Overrated, and then one of the worst characters in Battlefront 2. He's an op. He switches up.
Not.
He switches up.
On the bad guys.
Yeah, but at first...
It's a long game.
Yeah, it's long game, but in reality, he could have landed there and been like, yo, Vader's on this planet. Dip right now. Turn around and dip while you can.
So you like Vader, but you don't like Lando.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's interesting.
Because at least Vader got aura and he's a villain on purpose.
Lando has aura,
No,
bro.
he doesn't.
You haven't watched the movie then.
I've seen all the movies,
Then
and I'm
you
telling you
know
what,
Lando
this
has
dude
aura,
walks
bro.
up with a mustache and...
Exactly, he looks like a Viltrumite.
Bro, why does he have a cape? The only person that has
because
capes...
he needs a cape.
He doesn't
He's
need a cape.
Lando
The only person that deserves a cape
actually,
is,
the real reason he has a cape is
Jedi.
because he's the Baron Administrator of Cloud City. So as an
so he's
administrator,
distinguished and he's smart. No.
well, you're calling it a cape. It's more of a robe, really.
Okay. Robes are for Jedis. And
I thought you said capes were for Jedis, Jacob.
You know what? Give him a cape.
He has a cape.
Fine, he can have the cape, but you better not give him no robes.
He may have gotten robes at one point.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like Lando.
I'm saying you got to watch Solo though. The Han Solo kind of origin story, right? Explains a lot about his character, how he got the Millennium Falcon, right?
I've seen it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I would have to rewatch it because it was kind of forgettable in my opinion. But
yeah, it definitely can be forgettable comparable to the other Star Wars movies,
right? Like
sure.
All the other Star Wars stuff. It's so good. It cements right into your brain.
Exactly. I mean, I gotta say though, the thing that cemented in my brain about the Solo story though is Lando played by Childish Gambino because he played him perfectly. Like he had the charisma that Lando has in the original series, but you could also tell there was like a sense of I could betray.
They needed a good actor to make Lando a good character. Not Lando is a good character. That's my opinion. If we're gonna have the controversial conversation,
I
don't like Lando. I don't know. I just don't like Lando because I don't know.
You should rewatch Return of the Jedi.
Okay, I should rewatch
because he's really
that.
good at the beginning of that. By the way, The Empire Strikes Back ends on a crazy note. It was like, for its time, the fact that the good guys didn't win at all.
Yeah,
and the
that's usually not what happened.
Literally, like, the good guys got betrayed, and then Han Solo got captured in the carbonite, got sold to Chewbacca, or not Chewbacca.
They left everybody on their toes. They wanted to see what happened next.
And Han got sold to Jabba the Hutt is who it was. That's right, not Chewbacca. Nah, but yeah, like, having that cliffhanger, man, that was so insane. Like,
true.
I bet, man. But Cloud City was interesting because the background, right?
Yeah, it has a really cool atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, originally, right, before George Lucas made the prequels, the original series ended up having Cloud City just, these barren hallways, barely any, outside atmosphere. And then George Lucas made the prequels, realized, oh, Cloud City is supposed to be this big, city of clouds. So he green screened a bunch of the walls that, made it feel like claustrophobic, and replaced it with, outside clouds and
that's kind of cool. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah, yeah. And also another thing, sorry, I watched a video on this.
No, go ahead. I love the movie magic behind the scenes.
Well, originally, right, the actor for Emperor Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid. I'm sorry, I cannot see right now. My eyes are failing me. Ian McDiarmid, I'm pretty sure. I might be pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah. He played the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, where that was his debut, and then he played the Emperor in the prequels. Originally, when Darth Vader was talking to the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back, it was a different actor completely, and it was like really like kind of whack CGI.
Okay.
Like the hologram was weird. In the newer version, the Blu-ray version, they replaced the hologram with the current actor for Palpatine. So they kind of put Palpatine earlier in the series.
A lot of the original fans hated the fact that they changed it, but I like the fact that they kind of did that, because in my personal opinion, I love Star Wars. It's a great fantasy movie franchise and stuff like that. But the one thing I would have to say is it's a little incoherent the way they drop the movies, and
they can just make stuff up as they go and stuff.
Yeah, and George Lucas was very open-handed with just letting stuff happen, like you said. Like, when Samuel L. Jackson came in, and he wanted that purple lightsaber.
George was like, "Aight."
He was like, "Okay, I guess."
Yeah.
And
he allowed it,
which is cool, because then it created a bunch of different lightsaber covers and stuff like that. Yeah. But at the same time, no backbone. No backbone.
Well, I will say he did have some backbone when it came to like revamping the original series. Like, I feel like he had a lot of love for the original series
until he sold it to Disney.
Until he sold it, yeah, that's so true. But I feel like that's why he went back and like, made sure these continuity, made sure the continuity stayed the same throughout all the movies. Made sure the actor for Palpatine was in the second, or
good point,
I guess the fifth movie, Empire Strikes Back. But
if you had to pick really quick, out of all the movies, out of all TV shows like Clone Wars and all that stuff, what's your favorite?
Okay, so as a kid, it was always Phantom Menace, but growing up, I realized that was a kid movie.
Definitely.
Right. Except for the end, Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, that was fire.
Yeah, that had a great fight ending scene.
I gotta love that. But as I've said, Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorites. I think it's a combination between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I think it's both of those.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. It's very, like, my top three. I would have to say either Return of the Jedi is my number one. Like, I remember watching that as a kid. That's, like, the thing that popped in my head the most. And I remember playing the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga.
Yes.
And that was my favorite mission out of all of them.
Good, man.
Jumping between the ships and... like in the Jabba the Hutt mission and stuff like that.
I don't know why I kept always returning to the pod racing mission.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That one was my favorite.
But if I had to pick like all-time favorite with the best fight scenes, overall plot, it keeps me entertained. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I mean,
that opening 40 minutes.
Right. And it's like, well, another thing I have against Star Wars is some of the movies just feel repetitive, like the same plot. Like, you got to go blow up the Death Star twice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I get it, but it's a little repetitive.
That's why I like Empire Strikes Back. 'Cause
Right.
It breaks the repetition.
I like that, and that's why I was going to say Revenge of the Sith. They also break the repetition because it shows the beginning and the breakdown to the Clone Wars and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I feel like the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones kind of had that repetitive stance, right? If you're just replacing Qui-Gon with Obi-Wan and then Obi-Wan with Anakin.
Kind of true. I see what you mean.
But then Revenge of the Sith starts with that 40-minute battle sequence at the beginning, and it's
Which is so good.
Right? There's space pilots going every which way. You can't tell who's shooting at who, and you got a bunch of lightsaber duels at the beginning. It's perfect, man. It's a perfect opening sequence.
And then also, Revenge of the Sith is a romance movie. Nobody can take it away from me.
True.
The romance between Padme and Anakin and their love and the disparity at the end.
Yeah.
It's chef
Personally,
kiss.
I don't know. I feel like Attack of the Clones might be a bit more romantic, like compared to Revenge of the Sith, just because of how much they talk about wanting to marry, and then they do get married at the end.
True. I would say the reason why Revenge of the Sith is a little more romantical, in my opinion, is because like it shows the breakdown of the relationship, like the rise, the perfect stage, and then the fall and the creation of Vader. And so like most romances movies always end positively. This one didn't.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
It's so good.
And the last thing I want to bring up today for this movie, Empire Strikes Back. Correct. This is probably the most iconic line in Star Wars that ended up getting just completely...
I lied. No, I'm sorry.
No, but it ended up getting completely mistoned and mistaken.
Oh, I know exactly what you're about to say.
So Luke and Vader are battling at the bottom...
Their showdown.
Of Cloud City, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Luke, he's saying, Obi-Wan told me what you did.
To my father.
He told me about my father.
Yes.
And Vader drops the iconic line, Obi-Wan, he didn't tell you the full truth. No, I am your father.
It's not Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, it's not.
I am your father.
It's instead of saying Luke, I am your father, it's no, I am your father.
Mandela effect, guys. Crazy.
Mandela effect right there. It's weird. So many people thought it was Luke, I am your father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's because he goes, Obi-Wan didn't tell you what happened to your father, Luke.
Yeah.
And then Luke said, oh, you did something to my father. And then Darth Vader said, no, I'm your father.
Yeah.
So... maybe there's like some splicing and some editing, or maybe
I think it's just people got it mixed up, man, and then people would double down on stuff,
Yeah, they just didn't want to admit
that they're wrong. Yeah,
it's I am your father. There's no Luke. There's no, because you know what else? Vader is Leia's father, and they kissed at the beginning of the movie.
That's crazy.
I told you to remember it. Did you? Leia wants to kind of get back at Han for being a jerk, so she just goes up and kisses Luke straight on the lips, right in front of Han.
Hey, yo.
This will be important later, so just remember that, okay?
No, that's wild. That's wild. Okay.
This movie. This is why I love this movie, because there's just so much loss at the end.
There's a lot of controversy.
Huge twist about them being siblings, and it's just crazy, man. That movie.
Everybody's seen this movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah,
You're missing out.
For real. And if you haven't seen the rest of our videos on our channel, go watch them.
That's right.
Yeah, they're right
The Pop Culture Outlet on YouTube. Go check it out right now.
For real. And you know what?
Even if you're driving, in fact, right now. No, I'm joking, guys. Don't do that. I do not condone driving and watching our channel.
I just want to give a huge shout out to all of our fans. We have our family members are watching and listening. We have a lot of really committed and really loyal fans on YouTube. I want to shout y'all out. We got Maggot Food 666.
Yo, what's good, dude?
Yes, you have been an absolute staple in our supporters. We love you, man. M Kennedy 680, that's my dad. Shout out, Pops.
That's all, Dad.
Yes, but we have a lot of great supporters, and if you want to join the Pop Culture Army, the Outlet Extension Gang, go follow us.
That's right. Thank you guys for listening to our rant about The Empire Strikes Back. So this is the Pop Culture Outlet.